Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving into a whirlwind of drama that will leave the bold and the beautiful fans gasping. Betrayals, manipulations, unexpected reunions, and lingering secrets are about to shake up the characters' lives. Whether it's Hope Logan standing her ground, Brooke Logan proving once again that her version of support comes with strings attached, or the mysterious return of Remy Price, one thing is certain: nobody's life will remain the same. The breaking point: Hope Logan fights back. Hope Logan has spent years making sacrifices, always putting others before herself, always expected to concede in the face of Forrester family demands. But now she's done. The latest insistence that she bow down and apologize to Steffi Forrester and Ridge Forrester is the final straw. When Carter Walton delivers this demand, she is stunned. It's not just the request that unsettles her, it's the fear that Carter is siding with the Forresters and that his love for her might not be as unwavering as she once believed. She can't shake the unease settling in her heart. If Carter truly loved her, wouldn't he see how humiliating it is to be forced to make amends when she believes she has done nothing wrong? Wouldn't he stand by her rather than pressuring her into compliance? Her mind spirals with worry, convincing her that perhaps Carter's patience is wearing thin, that perhaps his love is conditional. And if it is, where does that leave her? Determined to hold on to her dignity, Hope refuses. She won't apologize. She won't let herself be manipulated by Ridge, Steffi, or even Carter. She spent too much of her life being the one who gives in, but this time, she's putting herself first. However, standing her ground comes at a cost, and she fears she may lose Carter in the process. Brooke Logan, the soothing voice of manipulation. When Hope's resolve begins to falter, there's one person she knows she can always turn to: her mother, Brooke Logan. But what Hope wants is reassurance, not a lesson in strategic surrender. The problem? Brooke doesn't see the situation the same way Hope does. Instead of offering unconditional support, Brooke presents an argument that subtly works against Hope's stance. Her words are carefully chosen, her tone is soft as silk, her approach delicate yet firm. She doesn't outright tell Hope she's wrong, oh no, that would be too obvious. Instead, she plants seeds of doubt, gently nudging Hope toward questioning her own convictions. Maybe Ridge and Steffi aren't entirely wrong, Hope. Maybe Carter only wants what's best for you. Maybe an apology isn't a loss, but a gain. Hope has seen her mother work this kind of persuasion before, but it's never been directed so firmly at her. Brooke has spent her life weaving intricate webs of justification, always managing to make people feel as though they've come to their own conclusions, when in reality, they've been expertly led there. This time, however, Hope senses it. A creeping realization dawns upon her: her mother isn't as much on her side as she thought. The truth stings more than anything else. If even Brooke, the woman who claims to be her biggest supporter, is subtly trying to steer her in a direction she refuses to go, then who is truly in her corner? Hope is left feeling more isolated than ever before. Will Brooke's quiet manipulation work its magic as it has so many times before? Or will Hope finally break free from the cycle of gaslighting and expectation? Remy Price returns, a stranger with a familiar face. As Hope battles for autonomy, another storm brews in the distance. One that arrives in the form of a man from the past, Remy Price. Freshly released from the ever-revolving prison system, Remy doesn't waste time before making his way to Bill Spencer's home. His return is unexpected, his motives unclear, but one thing is certain: he is here for a reason. At first, his presence seems unassuming. But then, his gaze lands on Luna Nozawa, and a flicker of recognition crosses his face. There's something about her that strikes him as familiar. His mind races, trying to place her. Has he seen her before at Forrester Creations? Or is the connection more intimate, more personal? Luna, for her part, senses something too, an unease in the way Remy studies her, an intensity in his eyes that unsettles her. He doesn't just recognize her, he is trying to place her. And that is far more concerning. As the puzzle pieces begin to fall into place, Luna finds herself haunted by questions she never thought to ask. Who is this man? Why does he seem to know her? And, more importantly, what happens when he finally remembers exactly where he's seen her before? A twisted partnership in the making? If the show has taught us anything, it's that two schemers crossing paths is never just a coincidence. The way Remy studies Luna suggests something deeper than just a casual memory. He is looking for something, or someone. Longtime fans of The Bold and the Beautiful will recognize the pattern emerging here. It seems the show is taking inspiration from its sister soap, The Young and the Restless, weaving a tale of two people who shouldn't be connected but inevitably will be. What's particularly interesting is the timing of it all. With Hope locked in her battle against the Foresters, and Brooke subtly working against her own daughter, the last thing anyone expects is for Remy Price to come crashing into the mix. Could his return be more than just a personal mystery? Could it be a distraction, or worse, a threat? If there's one thing we know, it's that no character in The Bold and the Beautiful enters the scene without purpose. If Remy has his sights set on Luna, then it's only a matter of time before the truth behind their connection unravels, and when it does, it could send shockwaves through every storyline. The fallout: will lines be redrawn? As tensions rise, every character is on the precipice of a major decision. Will Hope continue to stand her ground, even if it means losing Carter's love? Will she finally open her eyes to the true nature of Brooke's guidance, or will she once again fall into her mother's carefully laid trap? And what of Remy Price? His presence looms like a shadow, promising to unearth secrets that may be better left buried. His connection to Luna remains a mystery, but if it's anything like the tangled relationships of the past, it won't stay a mystery for long. Lines are about to be drawn. Loyalties will be tested. And before it's all over, relationships will be changed forever. Next, we're breaking down one of the most talked about controversies surrounding The Bold and the Beautiful. Torsten K's recent comments about his character, Ridge Forrester, and his tumultuous love life have sent shockwaves through social media, dividing fans and sparking debates about the long-standing triangle between Ridge, Taylor Hayes, and Brooke Logan. But what exactly did K say that has everyone buzzing? Let's unravel the drama, analyze his remarks, and dive into the deeper implications of Ridge's never-ending romantic indecision. The complicated romance, Ridge Forrester's love triangle with Taylor and Brooke. Ridge Forrester has never been a man who settles for long. Over the years, he has wavered between two of the most significant women in his life, Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan. His latest decision to rekindle things with Taylor after his fallout with Brooke has left fans divided, with some cheering for this long-overdue reunion and others lamenting Brooke's heartbreak. From Taylor's perspective, this moment feels like destiny finally coming to fruition. After years of Ridge running back and forth between the two women, she believes that this time it's for real. She's holding on to hope that she and Ridge will finally have their forever love story, one without Brooke lurking in the background, waiting for her chance to reclaim him. Brooke, however, refuses to let go so easily. Determined and persistent, she has been pleading with Ridge to reconsider, to look past their recent issues, and to see that their connection is worth fighting for. But no matter how much she tries, Ridge keeps rejecting her, shutting down any possibility of reconciliation, at least for now. Torsten K's comments have only fueled the fire of this love triangle, as his personal take on this situation seems to reflect Ridge's current stance in the storyline. But what exactly did he say that has fans up in arms? Torsten K's controversial take on this situation. In a recent interview with Soap Opera Digest, Torsten K was asked about Ridge's wavering heart and his connection to both women. While discussing Rebecca Budig's portrayal of Taylor, he made a comment that many fans perceived as a direct jab at Brooke Logan. "She's not begging, she's like, this is me. Take it or leave it. There's nothing less attractive than a needy woman, or a needy man," Kay said. This remark set off a wave of reactions, as it seemed to draw an unflattering comparison between Taylor and Brooke. Given that Brooke has been persistently pleading with Ridge, some fans took this as a clear insult to her character. The implication that neediness is unattractive seemed to strike a chord with viewers who felt it undermined Brooke's emotional vulnerability and her long-standing love for Ridge. Social media erupted with divided opinions. Some fans agreed with Kay's viewpoint, stating that Brooke's desperation had been overplayed and that it was refreshing to see Taylor take a more self-assured approach. Others, however, felt the comment was unfair, arguing that Ridge himself has a history of being emotionally needy and indecisive, bouncing between women rather than making a firm commitment. This isn't the first time that The Bold and the Beautiful has drawn criticism for how it portrays women in love triangles. The idea that a woman should not beg for love while Ridge gets away with years of waffling didn't sit well with everyone. But this wasn't the only part of the interview that raised eyebrows. Rewriting Taylor's history, a convenient fresh start? Another controversial moment in Kay's interview came when he discussed why Ridge continues to be drawn to Taylor. He said, "Because she fills a place in his heart that no one else can. And this Taylor, the one that's on stilts in front of me, has never slept with my brother, Thorne, or my dad, Eric, which is always nice." While this might have seemed like a light-hearted remark, it didn't go unnoticed by longtime fans of the show. Many pointed out that this comment conveniently ignored Taylor's past mistakes while subtly casting Brooke in a worse light. After all, The Bold and the Beautiful is known for its complex and often scandalous romantic entanglements. Both Taylor and Brooke have had their share of questionable relationships, but suddenly erasing some of Taylor's past actions feels like a deliberate attempt to paint her in a better light. Some fans questioned whether this was an attempt by the writers to reset Taylor's character, allowing her to appear as the more desirable choice compared to Brooke. While Ridge has certainly had his moments of indecision, this particular framing of Taylor as the purer option feels like a rewriting of history rather than an objective analysis of Ridge's relationships. The bigger issue: why do Brooke and Taylor still want Ridge? One of the biggest lingering questions is why either Brooke or Taylor continues to fight for Ridge when he has repeatedly shown that he cannot fully commit. Ridge has spent years oscillating between these two women, treating them as if they are options rather than individuals with their own needs and desires. He acts as if he can pick one, enjoy their love for a while, and then move on when the mood strikes, only to return when the other woman has moved on. Torsten K even acknowledged this flaw in Ridge, admitting that his character is impossible to defend at times. And yet, Brooke and Taylor continue to clash over him as if he is the ultimate prize. This raises larger questions about how The Bold and the Beautiful portrays romance. Does Ridge truly deserve this level of devotion, or should Brooke and Taylor finally move on for good? At this point, it almost feels absurd that neither woman has taken a step back to evaluate whether Ridge is truly worth all this heartache. Instead of constantly fighting each other, maybe it's time they both walked away and let Ridge deal with the consequences of his own indecisiveness. What's next for Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor? Despite the controversy surrounding Kay's comments, the drama between Ridge, Taylor, and Brooke is far from over. Ridge and Taylor's relationship, while currently stable, will inevitably face obstacles. The show thrives on conflict, and this love triangle has been at its center for decades. Meanwhile, Brooke isn't ready to throw in the towel just yet. She's a fighter, and she's proven time and time again that she won't back down when she believes in something, or someone. Whether this means continuing to pursue Ridge or finally focusing on herself remains to be seen. And what about the fans? Many are hoping for a twist, perhaps a new love interest for Brooke or even a shocking betrayal that shakes things up. With Ridge's romantic history being as messy as ever, it's only a matter of time before the next plot twist sends his love life into chaos once again. For now, all we can do is stay tuned and see how this ever-evolving drama unfolds. One thing is certain, in The Bold and the Beautiful, love is never simple, and heartbreak is never far behind. Final thoughts: will Ridge ever truly settle down? The biggest takeaway from this whole controversy isn't just about Kay's comments, it's about the deeper patterns of Ridge's relationships. His back-and-forth nature isn't just frustrating for fans, it's damaging to the women involved. Brooke and Taylor deserve more than to be stuck in this endless cycle of waiting for Ridge to choose one of them definitively. Will this be the moment when one of them finally says, "Enough is enough"? Or will the love triangle continue as it always has, with both women fighting for a man who can't seem to make up his mind? Next, we're unraveling the latest emotional turmoil on The Bold and the Beautiful. Liam Spencer, once a man who believed he had a bright future ahead of him, is now drowning in regret and loneliness. With his dreams of rekindling love shattered and his sense of stability slipping away, Liam is left grasping for any sense of solace. But where does he turn when there's no one left to truly listen? In an unexpected emotional confession, he opens up to Steffi Forrester, hoping she'll provide the understanding he so desperately craves. But is Steffi really the right person to trust, or is Liam just setting himself up for more heartbreak? Let's break it all down. Speculation runs wild. What's next for Liam? The moment Liam poured his heart out to Steffi, social media erupted with theories, speculations, and plenty of sharp opinions. Fans of The Bold and the Beautiful have never been shy about voicing their thoughts, and this situation is no exception. Some viewers believe that Liam is simply mourning a love lost, unable to accept that Logan has moved on without him. Others argue that Steffi might not be as indifferent as she claims, suggesting that there's still unfinished business between them. One fan commented, "Liam is upset because he thought Hope would take him back, but she didn't. He doesn't know what to do with himself now." But let's be honest, there's always a chance Hope will reconsider. Another added, "Carter was just a revenge fling for Hope, and now that Ridge is reclaiming control, Carter has served his purpose. That leaves Hope single." Liam, chin up, there's still a chance. But not everyone is so quick to sympathize with Liam. A critic took a harsher approach, pointing out his pattern of seeking comfort in Steffi whenever things go wrong. Liam always assumes Steffi will be there as his emotional backup. What he doesn't get is that she's not his safety net anymore. She has Finn now. And any advice she gives should be taken with caution, because Steffi always looks out for herself first. Meanwhile, some fans predict a more complex twist. One viewer speculated, Steffi will tell Liam to move on and find someone new, but the second he does, she'll start feeling jealous. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up back with Ivy. With all these theories swirling, one thing is certain, Liam's future is more uncertain than ever. Liam's emotional breakdown, a man at his lowest. Liam's world has unraveled in ways he never anticipated. He always envisioned a life where everything would fall into place, a successful career, a loving family, and a stable, fulfilling relationship. But instead, he's left empty-handed. His grand expectations of rekindling a romance with Hope have crashed and burned, leaving him reeling. And to make matters worse, watching Steffi thrive in her relationship with Finn only adds salt to his wounds. In a moment of desperation, Liam turns to Steffi, bearing his soul in a way that only someone at rock bottom can. She is the only person who seems willing to listen, but what can she really offer him? A shoulder to cry on? A sympathetic ear? Or just the cold, hard truth that he doesn't want to hear? This isn't the first time Liam has found himself lost in emotional turmoil, and if history has taught us anything, it won't be the last. His pattern of running from one woman to another, searching for comfort without truly addressing his own shortcomings, has only led him to repeated heartbreak. But this time, something feels different. Liam isn't just wallowing in regret, he's grasping at straws, desperate for a sense of belonging. Will Steffi's response provide him with clarity, or will it send him spiraling even further into despair? Steffi Forrester, a friend or an enabler? Steffi has always been a major figure in Liam's life, but the nature of their relationship has constantly shifted. From passionate romance to bitter rivalry and back to uneasy friendship, their history is anything but simple. Now, as she listens to Liam's confessions, the question arises, how much should she involve herself in his emotional crisis? On the surface, Steffi appears content in her life with Finn. She has built a future separate from Liam, one that doesn't revolve around his indecisiveness and wavering loyalties. But emotions are rarely that simple. Can she truly remain detached when Liam, a man she once loved deeply, is pouring his heart out to her? There's also the issue of boundaries. Is Steffi really in a position to guide Liam, or is she inadvertently encouraging his continued emotional dependency? Fans are split on whether she should be offering him comfort or tough love. Some believe that her words will only fuel Liam's hope that he and Steffi could have another chance. Others argue that she will finally put an end to his illusions once and for all. No matter which direction Steffi takes, her interaction with Liam is bound to have lasting consequences. If she remains supportive, Liam might continue to cling to the past, unable to move forward. If she is too harsh, she risks damaging whatever friendship they still have left. Steffi is walking a tightrope, and the way she handles this conversation could reshape her relationship with Liam in ways neither of them expect. The heart of the issue, Liam's struggle with identity. Beyond the love triangles and heartbreak, there's a deeper issue at play here, Liam's struggle to define himself outside of his relationships.